Hey guys, this video is to go over some things I saw some problems with today. This was a big one. Recipes come up a lot. So if you're not one that's cooked, a recipe is gonna have all your ingredients and it's gonna say, this recipe makes 3 dozen cookies, or something like that. It's gonna have like a quantity that it makes. And in one of the problems it said that each batch, one batch, is still 3 dozen cookies. And remember, a dozen's just 12. It'll say each batch requires 3/4 a cup of sugar. And then it'll give you a scenario like you want to make cookies for a lemonade stand and you want to make 9 dozen cookies or something crazy like that. Let's say I wanted to make 9 dozen cookies. And this is what I want, and it's asking me, how much sugar do you need? Your problem has brownies in it, but it's the same thing. Well, if you just think about it, guys, you make 3 dozen and you use 3/4 a cup. Do I have enough cookies? Not yet. I'm gonna do another 3 dozen and use 3/4 a cup. Do I have enough? Nope, because this is 3 and 6. I'm gonna make 3 more dozen and I'm gonna use 3/4 a cup again. This is where a lot of you I was helping finally got it. You're doing 3 dozen cookies 3 times. You're doing 3/4 a cup of sugar times 3. So be careful on that. You can't just do 3 times 3/4 or 9 times 3/4. You've got to make sure you're looking at, okay, I'm gonna go to the kitchen and I'm gonna make 3 batches and each batch needs 3/4 a cup. The other thing I'm seeing some issues on are these. If you have a big number, let's say 24 times 2/3, you're still going to put his fraction pants on and multiply straight across. Somebody said today, I don't know what to do when there's a big number. Yes, you do. You just do 24 times 2. Write it off to the side. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. Your numerator is 48. 1 times 3 is 3. And then I see a lot of kids getting stuck here. We did this last week and the week before a ton. This is when we go out for ice cream and we divide. 3 will go into 4 one time. 18 divided by 3 is 6. And my answer is 16. There's nothing left over to make a fraction out of. So don't freak out when it's a big number. It's really not that big of a number. You're just gonna have to do some math off to the side. Another thing a lot of people are having a hard time with still are the questions where it says, I have 20, let's say I've got 20 friends. And of these friends, we've got some sort of scenario. So 20 friends is what I have. This is my group. And let's say of that group, I say 7/9 of them were born in Austin. And I want to find out how many friends were not born in Austin. Actually, this one's not going to work out. Let me change it to 7/10 because otherwise we're going to have fractional friends and that's not going to work out well. So 7/10 are from Austin and 3/10 are not. You've got to be able to figure out this missing part because my question a lot of times is how many friends are not from Austin? The 7/10 just helps you get to the 3/10. You're looking for 3/10 of 20, which is 3/10 times 20. 3 times 20 is 60. 10 times 1 is 10. I divide 60 divided by 10, and that's 6 friends. If I had done ninths, I would have messed it all up. So I apologize. Then we would have had like a fraction of a friend, and that makes 0 sense. So most of the time you're going to get whole numbers. I was just writing down something and not thinking about it. So you've got to figure out what part of the group you want. Draw the bar, figure out what they gave you in the problem, figure out the missing piece, and go from there. The other thing that kids were still really stuck on were the arrays. The arrays are tricky. But if you just think about it logically, you've got 2 ways to do this. Okay. That's a 3 by 5 array. We all know there's 15. I'm going to do it 2 different ways. And if you get really good at drawing these, then you will never miss them because then it just really makes sense to you. So practicing writing these out is really helpful. So on this one here, I'm going to circle that chunk. Those X's in the box are the answer to my question. There's 9 X's in the box. 9 is the answer. And if you look at the problems that they give you on A, B, C, and D, and just figure out what the answer is to all 4 of them, there should only be one that has 9 at the answer. Most of the time they give you that. But on this one, look at this and ask yourself, did you do rows or columns? Remember, rows go left and right. Columns go up and down. So on this one, I did columns. How many columns did I circle? 1, 2, 3 columns out of a total of 5. I'm going to put a box around this so it stays separate. So I circled 3 out of 5 columns. This is 3/5. And what you're multiplying by are the total number, which is 15. This shows 3/5 of 15. If I go this way, now I'm circling rows. How many rows did I chunk in my answer? 1, 2 out of 3 total rows. This is modeling 2/3 of 15. And if you look at what's here, your answer is 10. So if I saw this 3 as a denominator, I have to ask myself, am I looking at the rows or columns first? once you figure that out, it kind of makes sense. But you've got to have this part straight. Otherwise, picking the right answer is really hard. Your last choice could be solve all 4 possible answers and see which one's the answer to your question. I hope this helps because I saw a lot of people were confused on this, but I think you'll get it. You just need some extra practice.